Kolton, and today I'm so excited to show y'all my new Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera rig. Before I start building my rig for y'all, I think it'd be fair to go ahead and show you what I have stored in right now, and that is the 1510 case from Kolton. I love this case. It keeps all my equipment in one location, securely and safe, and I think it's a great choice for a lot of filmmakers or photographers because it's just a great build quality, and I don't have to worry about my equipment getting damaged when they're in this bad boy. So if you haven't checked out Kolton cases yet, I highly recommend you give them a try. Now I'm going to build my rig for y'all. If you see anything on my rig today that you'd like to purchase for your own setup, you can find links to everything in the description below. So let's go ahead and first start off with the cage for the camera. I purchased my cage from Tilta. This cage, in my opinion, is very well built. It's very sturdy. It's a little, has a good weight to it. It doesn't feel cheaply made at all, and I know it's gonna keep my camera safe. It's snug in there. My camera's not going anywhere. In addition to the cage, I went ahead and purchased the Tilta base plate for the cage. This is a really good base plate. It just slides right on and locks in like so. Next up for the cage, I have the Tilta handle as well. I went ahead and purchased this separately because I wanted a handle for the cage so I can attach some things to the handle. I just didn't want to attach to the body itself or the rails. So this was a good buy in my opinion. And lastly, of course, for the cage itself is going to be the Tilta SSD holder, which I'll be using for my 1TB Samsung T5 SSD drive. Next up, I have two 12-inch 15mm rods from Small Rig. These are aluminum. They don't bend at all. They're really solid build quality, and they're just what I need to build this camera up. Next up, I have the shoulder pad from Small Rig. What I really like about it is it's small, it's light, and the pads are super soft, and they're also big enough to where you can fit on my shoulder and it won't fall off whenever I hold the camera up. Also attached to it, I have a battery mount that I have for my battery that I'll show you in a little bit. So yeah, this is a really good buy. Next up, already attached to the camera, I have the Voltrox EF adapter. Now, since all Blackmagic Pocket 4K cameras come with the Micro Four lens mount already installed on the cameras, I knew I would have to buy an adapter to use my EF lenses. So that's why I got this thing. It's cheaper than the Metabones, and it's almost just as good in my opinion. So it's about $250 or something like that. So I would recommend picking one up. And right under the adapter, I have the adapter support that attaches right into the cage. So therefore, it has something to stand on. So if I have a long lens or a very heavy lens, the pressure from the lenses will not bring the adapter down and breaking it over time. So it's definitely a good investment for getting one of these mounts. Next up, I have a battery pack from Juicebox. These are pretty good if you don't mind having a couple of these for shooting wise. These will give you about 2.5 hours. So yeah, if you have a couple of these, you'll have no problem. But I personally am going to be upgrading to a V-mount battery, 98 volt V battery, and I'm going to grab 2 of those. So I'll probably keep this for my smaller Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera, which will run at about 8 hours or so for shooting time. So yeah, these are still pretty good. Next up, I have an HDMI cable here that I'm just going to go ahead and slide onto the rails. I'm doing this now so I don't have to deal with the hassle of doing it later when everything's connected. Next up, I have the shoulder mount handle kit from Small Rig. This is a great kit to get if you want to do a shoulder rig. The handles are very well made. These feel great in my hands, and they're very well built, and I know they're not going to break or anything. This mount right here does not come with the handles. This is actually a mount for my nucleus in follow focus, which I'll be showing you all in a little bit. Next up for my lens choice, I had the Rukunon 35mm cinema lens. This lens is great for the price, for around $600. It's declicked, it's great in low light, and the build quality is really solid. It gives me a really good cinematic look. I haven't had really any troubles with it at all. It's a really good price for this lens, so I do highly recommend picking one up if you haven't already. Next up is the follow focus, which is the Nucleus N from Tilta. This is a great electronic wireless follow focus because it enables me to keep my hands off the lens to avoid any unwanted shakiness that I might pull from the camera while trying to get focused. So I can keep my hands on my handles while pulling focus, or I can just have someone else pull focus for me a couple feet away. Next up, I have the Mattbox Mini from Tilta. This is a great addition to your rig if you want to keep the sunlight from striking your lens and causing lens flares. Also, if you don't care about that, then it's just a great addition, period, because it makes your rig look so much better in my opinion. I picked this up to also, one, to make my rig look better, and two, to keep the sunlight from striking my lens and causing lens flares where I don't need them. So it's only $100, so it's a steal. There's really no reason not to pick this up. It's one of the cheapest matte boxes out there, so I highly recommend it. Now, let's attach the shoulder rig handles. Next up is the Focus 5 OLED monitor from Small HD. This little guy is great. There's literally no input lag between the monitor and the camera, which was exactly what I was looking for. And there's a lot of options that you can do on this monitor to make your shooting so much easier, which was also what I was looking for. So definitely pick one of these up if you're in for the market for a home camera monitor, and you will not be disappointed. In addition to the power of the monitor, I picked up a core battery pack, which is specifically made for this kind of monitor, and it gives me hours of shooting time without the need of changing the battery. In addition to the monitor itself, I picked up a case specifically made for this type of monitor from Small HD. It keeps it nice and snug and protected, and if the monitor falls on the side, I know it's not going to break, which I hopefully never will drop it, but you know, what if? So it's a great cage, it's sturdy, it's well built, so it's definitely a good pickup. And lastly for the monitor is the sun hood that comes with the case from Small HD, and this is actually not plastic, it's fabric, and it's Velcro, so you can strap it right onto the cage. I love this thing because either outside or inside, I can keep any kind of light from striking my monitor, so I can just have a clear view of it. Next up is the focus wheel itself from the Nucleus N, and this attaches right here on the handle that I attached the mount to. Now I'm going to build the support for the monitor to attach it to the camera, and this is the EVF mount from Small Rig. And this slides right into the handle. Now all I have to do is just attach the monitor to this. Now all we have to do is just hook everything up. And this is my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera rig. for today, y'all. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please smack that like button and tell me what you thought in the comments below. Thanks again, and I'll see y'all next time.